as a mechanic shop. You don't have concrete parking. Look at all this debris deck behind here. It's like, you know, coming behind my place and snooping. Look at this. And you want to pick on me. Look at the debris and litter. You know, I'm telling you right now, if I was to just not pick up all the debris and litter that I have to deal with in my own area, my place would look like this too. Here's his back area. Oh, look at all that. All that tumbleweeds and crap. This is the city of Pasco's own backyard. And, you know, here's more vehicles parked. You can see this is overgrown. Vehicles parked back in here. This is the corner of Lewis and First. There you can see. I don't see the concrete pad, but all the garbage and debris. So once again, before you start, you know, messing with the sty in my eye, you better be pulling that log out of your own. Once again, there's a sandwich board sign. I don't see you messing with that guy. So I got to avoid that pothole. Oh shit. And then of course there's my little sign, you know. Oh, how unsightly. It's just terrible. It's so terrible. Now the way I do my business is I run my ads in the Giant Nickel local advertiser paper every Thursday. And then all my business is done by appointment only. I don't have people coming in here and parking like you would at a second-hand store or a retail outlet. And you can see this alley is quite wide, and people usually will pull up right here, right in the spot here, or right in there. I never have more than 1 or 2 vehicles here at any given time, and it's only for a short period of time that they'll even be parked here. Okay, next. Here's your business application, business license application. I want you to take note. Right here, business description, type of business and how your business operates. Refer to included business description. Okay, here it is. Business description. I purchase storage unit contents from various storage companies. I then consign the items to various auctions in Oregon and Washington. I also list selected items in the classified ad papers. Then I sell the item by phone appointment from storage on my home property. Hope that came out. Okay, next we have the business license inspection form. I don't know who JC is, but apparently that must be the fellow who actually came out. You can see it's dated 11/9/04. Visible address, yes. Fire extinguisher, yes. Exits, yes. Restrooms, yes. Notice on the notes, no notes made of anything. Notice he initialed off on it. Okayed me. Okay? Okay, here is the second page. And I want you to make note of this initial right here. That certainly does look like, yeah, it looks like this same handwriting right here, Mr. Mitch Nichols, Code Enforcement Officer. I'm going to do that one more time here. Look at that initial right there in the circle. Mitch Nichols' signature. I'm no handwriting expert, but I'm going to say that that certainly does look like the same handwriting to me. Because that looks like it says M.N. Mitch Nichols. Okay, so I have established that the dates on those forms. I've established that my business description does indeed state that we sell from storage on our home property. Now, they're going to say, well, no, you don't. And Mitch Nichols just come right out here and looked at me and told me that ain't so, this ain't so, blah, blah, blah. Once again, big mouth, don't know what he's talking about. Now I'm going to show you the dates of when those cargo containers were here. I rent them from Brent Storage. First storage, portable storage, rent from Brent. There it is. And as I stated, I believed I'd been renting these for a few months before the business license was even issued. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know that you needed a business license to do what I was doing back then, which was not very much. It's actually grown since then. But that's beside the point. When Mr. Nichols came out here 3 years ago and started this whole mess, I told him that these buildings had been here since before I was issued my business license, and that his own code inspectors, whatever they're called, had already been out here and gone through this with me. Well, I already showed you the paperwork with the initial from JC. He came into my home. These buildings were here. You noticed on the notes from him, look at that again, JC. Move that. Business license inspection form. Notice anything at all being said about those buildings? Not a word. Notice the date, 11/9/04. Okay. Here's my statement. First storage, Brent Thomas, Patrick Stevenson. Okay. Here's your date today. And actually that's from my last invoice. Okay. I want you to take note on when I had these in here. It was earlier than I actually thought it was. Note the date, 7/01/2003. 7/01/2003. You see it? Those cargo containers were here before the building inspector ever came out here, before I ever got issued my license. So when Mitch Nichols stands here and looks me in the face and says, "Oh no, they weren't," well, yes, they were. Okay, once again, here's the portable little green storage units, PS storage, and as you can see, here's the date, 9/8/04. This was before the business license was okayed for me, and it was before the inspection. There's your own inspection sheet. Note the date, 11/9/04. So these buildings were here a solid month before the inspector even came out. Your own code enforcement officers who had been all through this neighborhood, basically that's how I met them, because they were inspecting some of these other nasty sites over here. And they knew that these buildings were here. Never was one word uttered to me, "You can't have those buildings." Now, as I stated, he started this whole inquisition 3 years ago. And they could have very easily, 3 years ago, they could have simply sat down in their own office, looked at the paperwork, and they would have seen that they were wrong. Okay, so now let's just get right down to it. This all started in June 2006, 3 years ago, when Mr. Nichols first showed up out here. And as you can see by my witnesses that spoke earlier, and they're willing to come into court and speak, he harassed me. He would not listen. I told him that I had a business license. He said, I highly doubt that, and that he was going to go back to his office and check on it, make sure. He insisted that the cars that were over here were my cars, and they were not my cars. He has made claim after claim after claim, and threat after threat after threat, including threatening my livelihood, threatening my home. This started 3 years ago. Mitch Nichols has done nothing but harass me. And as an agent of the City of Pasco, you, the City of Pasco, are responsible for the conduct of your code enforcement officer. Harass, and terrorize. That's what he's done. In 2003, through that summer, don't think for a moment when he told me that I can't live in my home